Hi everyone, I'm back again. I know you are eagerly waiting for the rest of the story, Cinderella, aren't you? Okay, but one thing, I forgot. Where did we stop the last day? Can anybody tell me?
Cinderella was getting ready to the palace.
Okay, very good. Then one more thing. What are the different arrangements that our fairy had done for Cinderella? Can you tell?
Fairy godmother gave red cross, footman, white horse, and beautiful silk dress.
Fairy godmother gave red coach, white horses, footmen, and beautiful dresses to Cinderella.
Okay, well done. Now let's go to that story again. Are you ready to listen it? Okay, but before that, it's very hot sunny day. Let's go there under the tree. Come with me. Shall I sit here? Okay. Now our Cinderella went to the palace with wonderful clothes. The footmen and horses drove the coach. The palace was fully decorated for the dance program. Then Cinderella entered to the ballroom like a princess. Everybody wondered. We could hear the only one voice. What a beautiful lady! How beautiful she is! Then our two stepsisters were jealous of her. But they did not know that it was Cinderella came there. Our prince was very happy. He could not believe his own eyes. He was always at her side dancing. Cinderella was also very happy. She liked that prince very much. She forgot the time. But suddenly she heard the sound of the striking of the clock 12. Then she remembered the fairy's words. She ran to the coach and she reached home very safely. Then she hurriedly went to fairy godmother to tell everything that had happened in the ballroom. She told everything. And she also told that, fairy godmother, please let me go tomorrow too. The princess had invited me for tomorrow too. So please. Then fairy godmother was very happy. She told, okay, Cinderella, you may go. Cinderella was very happy. At that time, the two stepsisters reached there. They knocked at the door. Then Cinderella ran to open the door. But she pretended like she has just woke from the sleep. Now she opened the door and she gaped and rubbed her eyes and stretched herself. And she asked, why are you so late? I'm waiting for you for a long time. Then you know what's the reply of the two stepsisters? They told, if you had been with us in that ballroom, you could not believe your own eyes. Then what a beautiful lady there. And then at that time, Cinderella asked, isn't it? Then what was her name, you know? Then they told, we don't know her name and place where she lives. Anyway, she is the most beautiful lady in this country. Then Cinderella was very happy when she heard this news. Then she told, then I too want to see that ball. Will you please take me tomorrow? And I want your dress. you please lend me your yellow dress that you wear every day? Then what would be their reply? Can you tell? When Cinderella said this word, the two stepsisters became very angry. They asked, What? What did you say? Lent our dress to you? Such a dirty cinder wench? Then what do you think about us? Are we such fools? Then Cinderella heard this. Then what would be the feeling of Cinderella at that time? What did she feel when she heard this reply from the stepsisters? Can anybody tell?
Cinderella was feeling very happy and excited to attend the ball. Yet, she was sad that her stepsister did not even let her to see her yellow dress and calling her a dirty cinder wretch. But in the inside, she felt pity for her because she would be the next star of the next ball too.
Okay, very good, Sangeet. But Cinderella was not sad. Cinderella was not sad. Why? Can you tell me why? Yes, she knows well that she can go in the party with the help of the godmother. Now, the next day, the two stepsisters went to the ballroom or went to the palace. Cinderella too dressed well. She dressed most beautiful than before. And what was the situation of Princess, you know? He was eagerly waiting for that pretty lady. Now, when he saw Cinderella, he became very happy. Then he danced only with her. Cinderella was too happy. And she forgot everything what was happening around her. Then she forgot the time. And suddenly she heard the last striking of the clock, 12. Then suddenly she jumbled up and ran like a deer. What do you mean by deer? You know what is deer? An animal. A deer can run fast. Now she jumped up and ran as nimble as fast as a deer. She was in panic. She was in hurry. In her hurry, she left one of her glass shoes in that ballroom. And she reached near the coach. At that time, she heard the last striking of the clock, ding dong. The time was over when she reached near the coach. Anybody can tell what would happen then? The time is over. Then what would happen then to Cinderella? Can anybody tell?
Suddenly, the red coaches changed into pumpkin and the white horses changed into mice, the footmen changed into lizards, and her new dress changed into old dress.
Yes, very good. Everything changed. Red coach changed into pumpkin. White horses changed into mice. And the footman changed into lizard. And her beautiful silk diamond dress changed into old rags. But one thing that remained unchanged. Can you tell what is it? Yes, that is the one glass shoe. Other is there in the ballroom. That is remained unchanged. Anyway, Cinderella reached home. Before that two stepsisters' arrival, she reached home. But the stepsisters did not know about Cinderella's going to the ball. Now when they reached there, Cinderella was there. But one thing, how did Cinderella reach home? She has no coach, no horse, no footman. How did she reach there? Anybody help her? Come on, you please think about it and tell me its answer in the next class. Okay? Before we conclude our class, you please take your book and let's read. I will read first, you read after me. Okay? Take page number 45, The Ball. All of you look at the book very carefully. I'll read first and you should read after me. Okay? Cinderella went to the ball dressed in wonderful clothes. She rode in the red coach. 6 footmen waited on her. In the ballroom, she looked like a princess. Nothing was then heard but a confused noise. How beautiful she is! How beautiful she is! The prince noticed her at once. He danced only with her. Her sisters were now jealous of her, but they did not recognize Cinderella. She went on dancing and forgot about the time. Then she clock started to strike 12. She now remembered the words of the fairy. She bowed to the prince and ran quickly out of the ballroom. Arriving home, she ran to seek out her godmother, to tell everything that had happened at the ball. She said that she heartily wished she could go to the ball the next day as well, because the prince had invited her. Then her 2 sisters knocked at the door. Cinderella ran and opened the door. You stayed such a long time? She cried, gaping, rubbing her eyes and stretching herself as if she had been sleeping. If you had been at the ball, said one of her sisters, you would not have been tired with it. The finest princess was there, the most beautiful that mortal eyes have ever seen. Cinderella seemed very indifferent to what they said. Indeed, she asked them the name of the princess, but they told her they did not know. Cinderella, smiling, replied, she must then be very beautiful indeed. How happy you have been! Could not I see her? Ah, dear sister, do lend me your yellow dress which you wear every day. Yes, to be sure, cried her sister. Lend my clothes to such a dirty cinder wench as you are? I should be such a fool. The entire family burst into laughter. The next day, the 2 sisters were at the ball, and so was Cinderella, dressed even more magnificently than before. The prince was always by her side, and never ceased to give his compliments and kind words to her. Cinderella forgot about the time. She thought that it was no later than 11 when she counted the clock striking 12. She jumped up and fled as nimble as a deer. In her hurry, she left one of her glass shoes in the ballroom. As she reached her coach, she heard the last ding-dong. Suddenly, the coach became a pumpkin, the horse turned into mice, and the footman into green lizard. Her clothes became the old rags again, but the one shoe on her foot was unchanged. She reached home before her sisters arrived, so they did not know about her going to the ball. Okay, all of you read after me. Okay, now in this part, there are some new words. All of you take page number 45 once again. And I will take a pen and now let's underline these new words. Okay. Now take page number 45 and take the second paragraph. You can see in the second paragraph, you can see the word jealous. The word jealous, and another word in this page, in this paragraph, that is recognize. And next one, boat. Next, the last, second last line, that is gapping, rubbing. These are the new words in this page. Now let's go to the second page. Now let's go to the second page, 46. Now let's underline the words, new words. Look at the first paragraph. The first word, that is mortal. Next word, lent. Now the entire, burst, magnificently, nimble. Okay, these are the words. Now you should find out the meaning of all these words from the glossary at the end of this page and end of this chapter, or from the dictionary, or from the Google. Okay, and write it down in your notebook. Okay, and take the photo and send to me. Okay, thank you.